Go now to the crux of the matter. We'll get two people right here who they can talk with tonight. And I'll give my brother on the right for introduce himself. Just say hi to viewers and listeners.
Mina Solomon Sundu, the Executive Director for Bianchi Foundation, Sierra Leone.
Okay. Again, my other brother, man.
Mina Melvin Tijanman Sare, Mina a political commentator and parliamentary journalist.
Okay. So, well, of course, Melvin at the parliament. So they start from the parliament. So I know say a lot of things that happen at parliament. And recently, suicide, as the Honorable Tawadi look into, accountability stuff and all that kind of stuff. We can just take we back because sometimes we hear about audit report from the former government up to present. Which audit report did they talk about now? Parliaments from Usia to Usia, and what's in the gun?
They do the 2021-2022 audit report, and they don't get several sittings. And
Okay.
The Public Accounts Committee.
Yeah.
I don't forget say around June, Honorable Tawa, as a result in the changes will be after Honorable Dr. Abbas Bulu be resigned due to what he called medical reasons. We see a shift in the leadership architecture where Honorable Thomas will now be the former chairperson of the PAC, Singapore Thomas, now being promoted to the speaker, and thus there was a need for a deputy speaker, where Honorable Tawa being here for winter election day. And as per the Constitution of Sierra Leone, the standing orders, the Public Accounts Committee will be chaired by the deputy speaker. Unlike in other countries wherein the PAC is chaired by a member of the opposition, and as also recommended by international best practice, fully get a balance because there is this fear that a government cannot hold itself accountable. But in Sierra Leone, we still go with that system. Fast forward, I think say a lot of recoveries don't be made by the PAC under Honorable Tawa. Apparently, the exact figures we're not able to get yet because the Honorable Tawa just yesterday they talked to the parliamentary press and say because some of them payments and they don't get a special account. We now then don't request Ministry of Finance to make the PAC.
Why not inside the consolidated form? Because on one side and put all the money now.
Now didn't they go, but they carry reports back or show receipts to the PAC whether they don't pay or they don't pay.
But what's in them pay? They're supposed to get a receipt still and this money.
That's what everybody will expect, but it seems as if that's not the be so at all. So Parliament.
So who do they pay? Who sign out then they pay? Who knows?
Then they pay most of them money. Then they remember now money they will owe as taxes to specific institutions. So that the institutions then they will ask them for collect their money, then they need for the come forward
and bring the receipts in. This to collect and this to pay. So
exactly. So that being said, we still wait for the figures, but not forget they not hold several hearings, and we not see the PAC reported on Honorable Tawa. But apparently, as at yesterday, there was an interesting and unique situation. DJ Bates, you remember say this issue of salon passports, e-passports, net page, e-contract, and audit reports and royalties in thousands of dollars not being paid.
Okay.
Apparently, it came to the fore yesterday before the PAC that the Ministry of Internal Affairs been get written and called gentleman's agreement with NetPage, meaning that to themselves,
by side.
Side bites, they agree, say, well, NetPage will they pay royalties in some percentage to the government. Apparently, yesterday before the PAC, it was discovered that that agreement not day before Parliament.
Wow.
We mean say all that boku kopodi
for go to other people.
400 and something thousand United States dollars.
Wow.
Well, government will forget that kopodi again. Although the committee say let the ministry and the immigration department and the service provider NetPage and Sidome arrange and let them think waiting and go for give government. But it was quite revealing that we don't get ministers of the past. And if I want to be specific, this minister and the late JB Dauda and the first champion this issue of the NetPage and passport. But after years,
so the other one we cannot do a follow-up for now how the agreement.
Well, in fact, they don't do amendments in 2013, then do another amendment in 2014 and do an addendum. So this is not only the blame of the APC, if we want to look at a political lens.
The continuation.
It's a blame of continuity and lack of proper governance systems for let we able for no say agreements wait for Uluwata for force be ratified by Parliament. So that oversight will cause huge loss to the government, and no wonder the audit service pick up, and the amount is so huge. So we expect us at, well, the, on this day, the officials from the Ministry of Social Welfare for also go there and go explain waiting na the queries them where the audit's been flagged up and how they don't respond to them. Interestingly, this all they come at a time where they talk about whether MPs should impeach or remove the Auditor General based on waiting the Attorney General and the tribunal's reports been done say, and waiting and they go mean to the veracity of the work of the PAC. Will Parliament undermine itself by saying, okay, will they remove the Auditor General? We wait to see. Will Parliament say no, we cannot remove the Auditor General because before we write right now, this person and reports we don't use for recover couple sanction government officials and
in Parliament, you don't report the priority there on how the cases then kind. Then case here, the PA they look into some of the issues about accountability. Then the Auditor General, himself, maybe they look into accountability for.
Well, before now, I've been chaka. The PAC not been get activity plan. They just the grab number one money, they would have them feel say get of public interest or then your interest then call. But I think one credit for give to the Honorable Tawa and the new PAC that they get activity plan. Although sometimes the activity is not to go as planned, but at least we have an idea as to what is expected today, tomorrow, next week, and what's the drive behind it. So yes, there's an activity plan now from the PAC, and we question, they ask, whether this activity plan now for this session no more or next session we will see other activities coming up. Because at the end of the day, the PAC needs a programmatic approach to the Auditor General's reports. They don't need for Falamakata, the ACC, where Auditor General's reports come on when they make fact, they don't say, hey, we don't do, you know. If you look at the jurisdictions like Ghana, the audit service and the PAC then get a synchronous calendar. As soon as the audit service they pull the report, PAC the activity plan they go out to work. But now Salon now a different thing.
Don't get a lot of backlogs of audit reports.
If you talk to the audit service, they are telling you that there is a need for let the PAC get a structural, a programmatic approach that before this term to this term, they don't send the reports, recommendations, so we don't be implemented, clearing the way for other audit reports. But I think so far, we see a reinvigoration of the PAC. And what we will use as the measurement there is now almost couple, then they'll recover. But I always, hold on, I can always challenge the chairman and members that if this PAC says everyone make the one for begin beats and chest them for take them. Because if you look the cash losses versus the cash recovered by the PAC, a sleeper week. That is not to mean that
some Coopers in campaign.
The way we don't lose, Coopers, the way the PAC don't recover.
Include this $400 almost $1,000 at the immigration we talk about.
Of course, all that in a cash loss is recorded by the audit service.
Again, maybe out of this just a little bit, $400 and something thousand. I don't know if and the word that they call.
Yes.
Then will be the area about for pay car power ship about is it $48 million or something of the sort? Where sometimes some of them when they can. But anyway, so Sundu, you don't listen to me, brother, with the report from Parliament, and it mentions some things where you talk about in other parts like Ghana, they get the opposition self-working, be part of it. With some say go give confidence. This we are doing it together. Where inclusion self-mixed, but again you say we system not able put down into the whole stuff, you know, which is one side, and two. Like you talk about looking now this the PAC, the accountability part, whilst the Auditor General Leone case there underway or carried another reports where chartered of accounts selling and pool. But what do you think about what two bodies don't talk in Parliament, forget that money, and like I see, maybe some anti-corruption for the students here than the PAC. But anyway, over to you.
Yes, I just want for make on the area of anti-corruption where you last bring inside. I'm not saying I think anti-corruption just get it right for the going jum and because audit report don't come out and then find institutions they wanting or alleged say they misappropriate or they misuse funds, then for just go and gather people. No. The PAC, just like waiting Melvin say, at Parliament, now they get the onus, now they get the rights for look into the activities of Auditor General, year in, year out. Waiting don't happen over the years, just like waiting it presents.
Like waiting.
For say, we audit reports. If you check from 2018, 19, 20, 21, I'm sure not 2022 paper, right? We'll not even go to 2023 audit report yet. What am I saying? We'll not for learn for keep backlog in the area of auditing.
Of course.
Because when you talk about, democracy and good governance, EN trends, accountability is key.
Yeah.
And audits, now one institution, that one the way they for checkmates. Yeah. For me, I can always say, since we don't talk about, transformative administration, Pakaba set up a very good thing. The Auditor Generals, when once they don't do, then work, they recommend to Parliament. Always to Parliament areas they need for do. If now also effective next day, and not think say we for gather waiting down happen from 2020, you can't look into it now. Let we say if that person did not day or he don't die, that head of institution not day, or you don't even left for, how not going to accrue their money then they win a loss.
The information is there.
So I'm coming. The best we can do, I can let follow we be proactive in any governance structure because the audit a ban on time. Let we look at we budgetary. If you don't come do this work, let we use the Ministry of Agriculture or Education. Now every year they can with budgets to Parliament, let Parliament approve them.
Yeah.
If somebody don't fall defaults on this, I mean from the past years, you don't look into them, then this year don't come, you take money back again. It's like you then combat the load, for corruption. That is my point. So for me, the work with the Parliament some begin do. I think so we for commend them.
Okay.
My brother talk about other countries like Ghana, international best practices. It means that if opposition by take usai na good administration for work, if the opposition lead the PS system, it means say accountability go there. It means say other attributes will come out. In this sense, in this case, now the ruling party, the head, we headed by the the deputy speaker, but also other members then they win opposition. In this case, now just one opposition we get APC inside the PA system that they do this work. So not to the ruling party no more. Both sides, yeah. So for me, I want to commend them for this time. Ever since, I think say. Then if we memory served me well, the last 10 we said don't collect up to 48 to 50 billion. The questioner is, like way they talk, their money then they don't reach the consolidated funds, they don't receive them, because I read an article where Tawa be the axe, one institution be the, I think that Union Trust Bank, they be supposed for remit their money and they win a tax. And their money we talk about some they can be withholding tax. Yeah, we don't know do it. So we are yet to see, and the institutions that we suppose for remit them money in the back, we want for to see them now, then they come up and tell we exactly how much exactly X, Y don't collect, how much they don't pay into the system. So if that they happen, we talk about accountability, transparency, then it makes the audit. So for me, it left now because they say 100 miles start with a stepping stone. But in what they do now, let we give them the chance. I believe say they will build up the system with time. Then kind of robust system where they don't take. And I don't tell you say not so only the SLPPO or the Tawa, now both the opposition this time round. I think so then say don't they listen to we call. That's yes. For less long ago before transparency, accountability, civil society. Yeah.
All right.
Transparency, accountability for the key in governance structure.
You mentioned civil society, which is very important, because one of the problems I also find that now civil society, media people, they so don't take sides. And you think that civil society is environment, now salon taking into consideration, prominent people we know that civil society don't go into governance, whether in the past government and present government?
Yes, civil society space not shrinkle at all. Yeah,
not shrinkle?
Not shrinkle at all. It work. And I believe say we still do with your utmost part. Journalists, we get mixed. Everybody know exactly the world they live.
What civil society they do now as the country?
Civil society they checkmate, they interject, they raise tensions, they draw the attentions of things boiling around governance. We they do them in the area of when you talk about reforms. Civil society on that keenly. Every sector where you talk about Leone, you talk about human rights violation. You will see one civil society don't grab, when I don't area that they hit on them, right? For me, civil society getting into governance, they want another part of civil society again. We where did it now? we dey see say if school business, educational business, right? Now we dey also dey talk about governance.
Okay.
It means that we voice for the land. It means a lot.
Right.
Journalists, we all dey do we own part.
Now talk about the civil society. Journalists,
the key parts of the talk. At the history part, because we are
journalists go
integral.
talk.
We are integral, right?
There you go. Get for naming some civil society. We're vibrant right now.
We are so vibrant.
Like which one
in every case.
Like name them.
Solomon Sunduna one.
Okay.
No national duty not in this country away Solomon Sunduna take part. You talk about my colleague just know where I see Abu you name the name
no,
for me.
You call him for you.
You know, you understand?
No,
you see, they argue. They talk about fuel, right? Edmond Abu Gino.
Okay.
You see Edmond Fatoma. You see Lavali. You see how you call him, Rashid. Everybody they come out when there are issues. These are the integral part of the democratic society.
Right, okay.
That our space is not shrinking.
Right.
All we say now for we governance. Authoritism.
Things that people get confidence in.
Oh yes, because we are doing marvelously well.
Okay.
Had it not been civil society, this country not for the USA would they so
Think so.
Trust.
All right. All right, thank you, Dana Solomon Sunday. And with that, the different, beg about to discuss different issues that are right here today. I'll just talk about that. Now, let's go back to this tripartite thing. And of late, I see, well, first, this tension been there, the tripartite, it also coming up somewhat in resignation when Sheikh Okuda then have been signatory to this, you know, but it didn't come up. We see this, and I'll be talk to Sundu at some point in a way, like me disappointed for who gets people in Fokan. Talk of problems, 63 years or more than that. Independence, we call stranger, then we foster against a religious council. We get civil society back safe.
Yeah.
Strong civil society, well, then this mob in the SLTU, and one called Charles Mambo, and this seminar, with them in the SLTU, then people, and at that time, you get the trade unions away. And you know, when they talk, you go no sick bang, yes, then talk. We be to say, if we don't come together, we don't get like the Bintumani one, we not call stranger, then Bintumani two.
Sure.
All of a sudden now, it come by elections, APC will get issued, then they get probably disaggregated data, results, ECSL, commodity, go Bintumani, sign, all been things after that, everything will be okay. Recommendations, they kind of say 80 now, then say I think 4 don't kind, so you get 4 menu. I mean, the whole thing just gets jungle up. It comes to some point, we would expect the MCC, way for come in okay, delay direct foods. Later also say the American ambassador in South Carolina and say before then give that money there, we need to go, implement certain things by the recommendations here. All of a sudden also say the president go and the chief minister, other people, then go then sign on. Inside there by Gelda will say okay, and the vice president and walk and the chief minister, all man defend him or whatever. Okay, everything don't go. We don't say some APC people and don't realize I've been getting there to this we say now how then we will move with the recommendations implement them. Now it's not about a rerun for on 6 presidents or you know I'm selling Kawan, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. So now what's how the Melvin, you did in a parliament and what's how those issues because it seems as if I don't know but could in a parliament for deal with this issue back there. Now the suicide will talk about people away. One big man at parliament they said the last time. So of the names away APC submit. So of the involved Panku at some point. So the whole thing just what's out there now? The non-sign now will be free say maybe after they sign this MCC compact, the light self go begin the better. Now people don't know say give those infrastructure. At some point I talked to the Minister of Information. Sometimes Siba will say this is like 4 years program we then get for implement.
5 years.
Okay,
5 years.
4-5 years. Yes. So that's in itself. President Bill maybe now they in power again, but they continue to want to power. So also they now, because everything just it's like in the limbo. This sabotage, been get some tension. All of a sudden, it's going to happen in the parliament. And as a media person,
from the parliamentary standpoint and media perspective, the tripartite agreement to the national unity agreement to they're not there before parliament. And I always do argue say. We don't follow Makata, the Lome Peace Accord. That was a document, DJ Beshi been there, we pack about them, be taken to parliament. But this tripartite or ANU, ain't not before parliament.
If we don't mention this, the last test, before you say, the under then go make her and all that.
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead now.
So still, the opposition or the government, they not see the need. But also the government can see the need. Now we again for council rolling out certain implementation we have to do with constitutional amendments. And then we know say the base document itself needs legislative primacy.
Okay.
So Parliament will now ratify the 480 million grants. However, if you look at the project implementation agreement, the question you go ask, when will the first disbursement of this money be done? or when will we actually begin to see the beneficiation?
Okay.
And once the Parliament be uncovered with this MCC compact, now that they find out, say, MCC, the 480 million more they go per transmission and distribution, instead of the bottom line elephants within the room in this country, when a generation. And many lawmakers, particularly from the left or the opposition, they say, but why this money will not be just done right and say, well, let them help whip and bumbuna, let bumbuna
Exactly.
However, once you can inside back, it's like the MCC compact, again, your downside. Where the waitsman and back get the turn we full. If you look at waiting at the arguments where the MCC and then team then they make, now that because governments get existing
structures.
IPPs, no IPPs, independent power producers them. Where you watch some of them company then they some of them are American companies, some of them are other companies.
The interest.
So they look and say, well, why would not just make corporate interests fill the gap? You ask, what's happy with EGTC, EDSA. So it came out clearly that in as much as we all be the glorify or still the glorify the MCC compact, the bottom line problem when an electricity generation, you know, address that. How will it address it? Well, through secondary.
And the old man thinks the thing will help. Infrastructure and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, but now one person say you go was span done. It's not there for the night pan. You go fix cable and done. Waiting for past the cable.
The fire no they come.
Fire no they did.
Okay.
So that was a big one. Of course, there was you now we talk about whether the civic space the shrink. And I one time with the question we ask why we need for with so international moral guarantors.
Exactly.
So the question beg, where are the local moral guarantors? Guarantors like
civil society.
Well, civil society, inter-religious council, the Bar Association, the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, the Sierra Leone Civil Rights Coalition. We used to have Renaissance Movement.
Thank you.
Teachers Union. We are all of them. So that space.
Civil society Sierra Leone.
Civil CSO Sierra Leone.
Exactly.
We have our decks at Parliament.
Hold on. Hey, I will come to your desk. Your desk is almost like an empty teeth desk.
We have our desks here functioning.
Oh, yes, it's functioning for you. Let me say, because in this country, the space for civic participation is shrinking, and the case study is that of the Bar Association's election. We are now seeing that the space has been, the gap has been widening between what we call the left wing and the right wing. We've created limited or no space for centrist opinion.
And the people when they make the law back.
Of course, and that now don't shrink the space. This is not just for civil society, for pressure groups, rights groups, because when you want to charge the government too much and say, na opposition today.
Exactly.
When you charge the opposition too much and say, na government today.
Right.
So there is a limited space for civil society and media for let you take a centrist role, for take a liberal role, for take a critical role. So I think we need to look into that, not only just for civil society, but for all. You know why I make state capture is real? Today we see IKSL, then they pull Institute of Chartered Accountants Sierra Leone, they pull statements. Exonerating or vindicating the Auditor General and saying not do any professional misconduct. So imagine if na party picking me then an ICASL, if you say for a police kind of statement, we all learn constitutional issues the being in Sierra Leone. You don't want to see Bar Association pool because of the space as is shrinking, is eroding. So the best people like not just left and so free. And
it's going worse.
It is getting worse.
Bad.
And you go on for say, well, people like the talk, but can they talk more? Can they do more? And I think yes, from the journalists to the civil society to all who that we get, and state or non-state actor, we get that role for play. And now on the Scapper side, like I don't say, because of the absence of national moral guarantors, we are left with no choice but to have hypocrite international moral guarantors. And my basis for using this adjective that they are hypocrites, go and read their reports. The reports on the tripartite and the agreement on the national unity, there is no voice from the third party, which is the international moral guarantors. They never tell me whether APC lost or they win, or SLPP win or they lost. They are only just saying, playing diplomatic.
We never get the truth, even from the APC, and able to give proof of say.
And the APC then they at the receiving and therefore be careful. Because if they this full and bafful, then go there for the call for electoral justice, state 2028
You're right.
And I think this is the radical, and this is the ideological difference within the APC now. Continue to call for electoral justice, economic justice, and take time go, which is in the interest of the SLPP, or you said to you right now you bet fast food and say, okay, they did, and you need to come. But again, it's so funny for them. It's so critical because you still get American embassy, we get visa ban. You still get American embassy.
But that is banned there for because the old man they travel back and forth.
Hey, but we don't know.
They wonder how they get this ban.
That's not the hypocrisy they tell you about their institution, their international institution. There's people that get visa ban, but we see opposition.
So you mentioned something about Sundu and Dex in Parliament because you don't need all that.
Sundu and Dex, I think say it's a good idea for what's it called open parliament, but
practical.
Well, there is always this albatross of feeling that we see politicians and they call either journalists or civil society there now for lock them out. Yes. Whether they must go lock.
And in our own case, that is not the case.
I don't know.
That is not the case in our own case. You know that you and I, we are in parliament at every given time. They don't launch
that desk past 3 months ago.
Yeah.
On our stage one activity.
Yeah, we on the pipeline. At the camp. We at the camp. You see, Melvin they eats on issues, and I want to follow we deal with the issues and
but that's these are the issues.
The liberal area we talk about the journalists, civil society, that we should not shrinkle our space. Now that's how I follow we dive into. For we were there now. You understand?
No, but on a Dex Parliament, not for the people.
It's for the people.
So why you don't want to talk about that?
What I'm saying, our Dex in Parliament is functioning.
But 3 months now, 3 months.
It's functioning.
Which activity we don't know? 3 months.
A lot.
We should mention
it. Day, you see the Store Road Business Camp. Civil society, we come together. We sit down, they
increasing money still
at the camp.
Yes.
But it's not a matter of increasing. That is our role of civil society.
For
we raised our
money?
voice. We went to Parliament. A day, Usai, we all support we colleague. You understand? We na Edmond Abu, na him be spearhead our team. All of us were there. Think about all civil society. When you think about Sagalun, we all be ready. It's not a matter of they increase the money, but for the mere fact, we civil society call say at that time they hold on to them. They hold on to waiting them.
They still come into effect.
And then reduce.
There's no difference.
No, then at the camp. In effect, these are laws. Now, we could talk about law. The question me brother, legislative law. You talk about the tripartite. We're not there before Parliament. For me, always at the top bottom. Anything where they not legislate. It's just a gentleman's agreement.
So this all for nothing.
So for me, let's come together. You talk about our moral guarantors. Why can't we solve our problem? Now that's we moral guarantors. That's we moral guarantors and say we. They say Sierra Leone, una get Eden, una get civil society, una get vibrant people. We can able for can sit down and talk on our own issues. You talk about the interreligious council, you talk about the bar association, you talk about other pressure groups. I think so that's we say for them to go together now. They not die at all.
So why they not come up?
We come up. We the talk.
So how they change that in case right now?
So for me, anything we don't bind in law, and last same Parliament we passed a law there, right? If they don't go back, they look into them. Now they force sit down back and say, let we look at this X, Y, and Z. And they follow it. So what thing one for do, they're not able to do them.
So I don't know.
We interject.
I don't know if I get you right, Sundu. You mentioned something that anything will not go Parliament before Parliament. You know, all water.
You know the old water. In the sense, the tripartite agreement we want for base this thing on. When they tie we to MCC. And I want to tell the both sides, the opposition and the ruling. They do well. But they within a Parliament, me and Melvin, they speak and categorically talk and say. And before that, we admonished the parliamentarian that these documents where they go to this Parliament, let it not be of politicking, because this $480 million, again for benefit 4.6 million people. It cuts across the divide. Whether you're in APC, SLPP, you understand? Now for camp, men can build up with electricity infrastructure. My brother talk about now generating energy. The minister talk on that day in a Parliament. He said we have more than 1,000 kilowatt that can able to provide. All we need, other companies are ready to come. You understand? But if we have these structures, we get transmitter line. We go get them straight. So for me, that is what we're saying. Let document they go to that Parliament. Let them say lend a voice. Let we all sit down, we listen to
So when I take on the tripartite?
On the tripartite,
Yes.
me they say now, yeah, when you look at we electioneering, I take them from 1996.
No,
you
no,
can't,
no,
I can't, you can't to 2000, you can't to 2001.
Let's talk about the tripartite. The tripartite
it's the arrangement of the electoral reforms.
Now listen.
This tripartite, all waiting until we say follow we do.
Yes.
In the first place, when you look at the resolutions, one way that they do within a parliament, we tied up towards the MCC. With national cohesiveness, I think say very integral now. And then two parties themselves don't see and say a very integral. Talking about political detainees, or politically motivated cases. Within a parliament, we hear the leader of opposition talk say, since they signed the tripartite, that they for release the political detainees. Up to now, they have not done that. We hear the leader of government business. He respond. He said, we told you guys to bring the names. The names he brought, these guys were part of the August coup.
Okay.
Yeah? So they respond.
Some.
When you listen to the argument, Abdul Kagbo, the leader of opposition, say, he said, okay, let we agree, say, out of 100, but we get 10, we'll not release it. He mentioned Maguruka, we then be goody, then get some politically motivated cases.
Yeah.
So these are the issue. And this latter part, when they now set up the committee, including the APC and the SFPP, they be saying 15 names and they win a political detainees. Then go back with and don't do the thorough checking. But 13 names then.
Okay.
So for me, but then say the way for the lay pressure pan, let them left them people and they since they don't sign the tripartite follow with cohesiveness. It's not that, not the crock of unity. But then left them.
When I say one, I'm talking I say
the same ones again what they talk about.
Yeah.
Releasing these people. When the leader of government business, the leader of government business say you say, if people don't take back coup na coup. These are not politically motivated cases. That may different.
Okay, not pulling one name coup. Not pulling one name coup. Let's cut it short.
Yes.
The major thing why they ask this question is, Melvin mentioned something very important, so we don't get here sometime, that if Parliament's being aware about all the arrangements, how they make that been to money, for we don't go to Parliament look and say, okay, we agree to this, because it gets legal implications about justice and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Then now you they say, what's in our Parliament, in all water? I don't know if you still debate.
I come on that. Why I talk so?
Now what the answer?
Why I talk so? Any document that's
So why you want to implement the recommendation come up on that document?
Well, listen.
We're going to releasing those people.
Now, I can tell you about gentleman's agreement.
No.
Agreement?
No.
I tell you.
No.
I can listen, sir. It's not agreement. We don't get with moral guarantors.
Okay.
They don't come. They don't go parliament. Now, they tell we
so in all water?
They can.
In all water?
In all water, in the sense, like where you, Tunis will tell you that they say they are not part of some of the reform committee. Let me talk about the ECSL. Where then are the integral part.
No, left ECSL.
Why are they bring this?
No.
Now the cancer.
Now the agreements as a whole I want to talk about. Maybe they get the point where the TF the border. Because if you don't say,
you know, in some way, but in the JBS they say, waiting the compel governments of Salon for do.
Thank you. Waiting come up until we not go through Parliament.
We not get legislative.
Thank you.
Blessing.
Okay. Yes. I use the word say it is a gentleman's agreement both between
like you are latest quote.
So for me, once we accept we self we divergent, we accept say yes, this amount of things don't happen, but let we bury the hatchet.
Wait, get for the legal issues.
So the legal aspect, the reforms.
So now the Parliament for don't kind side.
Parliament the kind side. How Parliament the kind side? When they don't do, for example, not last rush. When they don't do reforms, for example, I use the ECSL. When I cross now, when it comes to electoral reforms, they get for go to Parliament. Now Parliament get for go sit down and say this area not good.
Okay.
This area not good.
Okay.
They even know that.
Right.
The 2022 electoral bill, where you go to Parliament, they expunge a lot. You talk about the proportional representation, where for me, you know the SIAM, like it represent the people.
Of course.
Why don't they apple? You understand it? For me, I take like say, proportional representation. When you look at the economy, the country status. You look at the two political parties at the time where we get constituency elections. When one candidate don't die or pass away, you see the effect of this country here.
at that time.
So is that an
And
excuse?
it comes out. And it's here. You go see for by-election. We go spend millions. Yeah? We go spend billions. You go see threats. The country in peace. Look at we peace chat.
Let the people make the choice. That's my point.
And it comes out. You know, governments are there to reform me and you.
So now why not forget 2 parties in the old parliament?
You know, so
They don't matter?
It matter in the sense if the other political parties we call as a political party, they should have done their homework.
Because they can't meet that threshold they want to give for various political parties.
To do your homework very well.
Now look. Okay, look and get
proportional representation for me, DJ Best. Let we look at the economic value.
So I go ask you that question, Nibak, because you are a voice. You're a voice.
Yes.
A civil society voice, a strong voice.
Yes.
We can go on a different media that people they listen to.
Yes.
Now you mentioned something very important where I still want to stick on, because to me, if you say that agreement day, if I don't go through parliament where I think that the same thing Melvin they talk about, oh, maybe you go get the blessings and all that kind of stuff. Why is that recommendations then the way nearly government and opposition different outsiders, be it the UN, the American people and considered tripartite, don't make down their recommendations. And interestingly, don't turn to the MCC. When later they don't sign the MCC and the respond how they say, before they give that money there, then for start some of the recommendations there.
Yes.
Melvin.
So, not done with this part. You know, actually, let's just handle this part. This part, I did tell you, say, the recommendations, yeah?
Yes.
If this could be binding, when we don't do the reforms, that parliament therefore ratify them. Let the MCC as well.
Okay.
Who don't agree on that. That's me. Every document when they don't have that parliament, when they don't.
So now we don't make a recommendation to go parliament.
Oh yes.
Okay.
And when they don't do it,
Melvin, over to you.
That is called reactive.
Die a minute.
No, got a last rush.
Okay.
All right.
Quickly, get 10 minutes.
Let just give you a case study. You say gentleman's agreement. I quote the words of Honorable Aaron Aruna Kuruma, where he talked yesterday before next page immigration, that there is nothing like gentleman's agreement when it comes to governance.
Of course.
I agree.
Of course.
It should get all the legal basis intact.
Yes.
So I agree.
All right, so now that figure I will tell you, DJ, based on waiting the country lost because of a certain agreement not going to parliament. Now, $429,627.
Wow.
As royalties of 8% with the Auditor General then capture, say net page on the give for
that
the sale of every one passport, what they call e-passport.
Okay.
But because of somebody, like I know the same thing, like tripartite agreement of national unity, like the same net page gentleman's agreement, the cost get for be huge.
Of course.
Because you don't get nobody
accountable.
You know the compare nobody. You don't get nobody. So who is to be blamed?
So that is what
I
you're
think
saying.
in this case, not land. In this case, would they blame the opposition for being lame dog?
Yeah, because they have set them
Because that they don't press.
But we are part of it.
Hold on.
We are part of it. They sign it. They
If
started
the
it.
government not do the needful through the Justice Ministry and to the General and make sure that document they go parliament,
Exactly.
the opposition and they hold them.
Yes.
Una they hold them so tight
Because
that
they don't
do
do
the
it.
needful.
They don't do it.
Because
And then they make that they start up.
So the all they carry for make sure say it clear that side.
Exactly.
When I
Una
did
can
them
pull
back.
it.
Now then they back.
So not so because they start and they don't do the bad, they use self can continue for do the bad.
Exactly.
So now it happens so.
Yes.
So because if they self can and thief. So if a system they you able to catch the one they don't thief,
And
then
you
catch
able
back the one now.
That is it.
Now
And
put the right thing in place.
exactly. So that is what we're saying
so
here.
on in the civil society desk, of course, I get great respect for civil society. I just want to tell me, brother, say they have been very dormant, and I use the word qualify them very well, almost to Mumu stage, very for the following reason. Under the so-called PAL-CISO-NET, which is Parliament Civil Society Network, they have never come out with a position, for example, on the most talked about child rights bill, they talk about FGM. Now, Mumu, tripartite, Mumu, Criminal Procedure Act, Mumu, so get to make reference, in fact, at the worst, Auditor General Tribunal, Mumu. Why you get a desk on that? Even hold on, my brother, you are there, but not of face value. This is governance. When you talk about governance, hold on. When we talk about
something which is right, we talk of all those things.
toll gates, almost civil society count a position paper on toll gates.
So my friend, you
How many?
You were there when all of us.
Not to follow national committee room number 1 on a reference conference.
Well, that's it. We can
Hold on,
together at the moment because we are informed at the middle time.
Okay, let me just.
Quick.
Yeah, no, but you know that. They call it a stakeholders meeting. That's what they call us.
Right.
Stakeholders meeting, we meet at a crucial time. We design our.
Why did you wait at a crucial time?
But is
By Susan,
invited us.
I stand to be corrected. We are not putting no position paper it.
I agree. Because we are
What's that the wait? But when I get a big meeting there, when I get fine per diem, sitting fees, all. In fact, they are so lucky.
Then they're going to per diem.
Well,
I'm not fortunate for receiving any per diem.
But you know even
but Parliament is giving us some. When I get arrangement that they will get incentive.
Now, Mary for tell you the one day.
No, you are the answer
I'm
now.
coming. You know what I had to talk so? In the talk say, we are dominant. And they surprised.
No, you are not dominant, so you are dormant.
We are dominant.
You're not a dominant,
We
you're
are
dormant.
dormant in what sense?
Because the issue there now, you. Okay, now.
So the position paper where asks about.
Now there is a finance bill, Uncle Base. There is a finance bill now where they can impose serious taxation.
Yeah, the finance bill.
Where if the people actually do their work, if they do their homework well, they are supposed to be a think tank.
Of course.
When I go from CSO desk, we're not supposed to be a think tank. Anything they can before Parliament, only before Parliament. We're not for privy to her and take a position.
Yes, let's
I'm not thinking.
Yes,
I don't know if it's stagnated for now.
Let's agree on that.
I don't
we have
know.
our decks, innit?
Yeah, the
that
desk.
desk is going to be operative.
One part the food set on Google or the food set on not stand fine.
Our
desk not fine.
Our desk is going to have full.
It's doing that exercise.
Una need for when iron desk una need iron desk.
And right now. So thank God for your observation that since this year we will not make a position paper, but our voice has been learned. Of course, on the good governance.
But when I forget voice holistically with a press release.
For me, when Melvin they talk, so when it comes
okay, like you other case study now. Another case study. See, another case study. Budget advocacy network. What? In fact, when come back civil society and Parliament, me I they follow them avidly. Now two are the integrated for IGR. Ban. Then God I wonder whether they go to number where something it gets there. Of course, in terms of position paper, institutions, civil society like Legal Links, they always submit position papers. This is what we call. So if participants are serious business, bang, 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 what we talk so. We ban don't pull a position statement on the tribunal. Then the champion now. Then the champion with advocacy and pressure because una get desks. Maybe they need for change the desk now to office because the desk.
We have a body running that desk. Let me tell you, say we review. We are going to.
You are not the leader of the desk.
3 months.
The leader of the desk.
3 months.
They talk on economic freedom right now in Washington. It cannot be reflected on the PLC desk.
So listen.
Now that budget they can pass over.
Melvin, let me tell you.
Una forget position paper.
Come 2025.
2025?
Yes, because we are in 2024 ending.
No, it's not ending. And you've been there almost months now. I don't did it.
Just within this time, all of us.
Almost months now. I don't did it before.
We went there. I think 2 months ago.
Okay.
From what they launch now,
we go register ourselves under the desk.
Okay.
They took all of us our name.
All right.
We have our group set that we are going to put certain criteria in place.
Okay.
For example, we spoke about position paper. When issues arise, things the way they bother within Sierra Leone, how we should come together. I told you about that stakeholder meeting. That is where we started.
Okay.
But since then, we didn't put ourselves together. And I want to tell you, effectively, come 2025, we will.
Which month? Because 2025, you get to December.
No, let me listen, Omona.
Yeah, be specific.
Call me to that. You call me again and see. You asked me.
No.
I'm going to champion that.
Say it now.
On me.
Say it now.
I'm going to champion that.
Say it now.
I will not be specific.
Which month?
Say January, February,
right. Okay.
or what?
Time now they plain thank you at least for
we. The other area where I want to end with. Let we lawmakers of opposition.
Yeah.
We talk about this tripartite. The things they fail to do, you understand, by not going to the courts with their issues. All boil down to that because we gotta bring a very salient point that every document will not get legislative and a very wrong. So what we were advising, if they don't take the issue to court. And the Supreme Court did their own. It's a merit as well. But because they lack
Supreme Court
has nothing to do with
Supreme Court.
One individual like Atilopias, now in Cape going to Supreme Court, it's not looking so well.
No, but
you know that.
Atilopias in
one case
we go into a tribunal.
We're not a political case, for an administrative case.
Chartered accounts. For me, we're all in that tribunal. We go watch, we see, and then see.
You guys should release.
No, I don't get. Well, it is for parliaments now. Let parliaments look. The last day when me and Melvin sit down, let parliaments now look objectively. If all what the Institute of Chartered Accountants said, that the colleague, there is no way they find themselves unprofessional
All right.
misconduct.
Okay,
So
thank
for
you.
me, let's wait for Parliament.
All right.
Institute of Chartered Accountant, then do their own work. But me, that's how they say donor funds should not be audited. Yanda, I don't agree with them because the Constitution of Sierra Leone say every money, every donation, every loans are for and on behalf of the people.
Yeah.
So I now you go OPI in a state house, don't you know OPI in a council.
Exactly.
I can just reconcile that.
All right. So
in as much as yes, the presidency not try because if they say you do bad, don't for let you defend you bad, if you go open other bad for do, they not address the issue, they not deny.
All right.
The Supreme Court not able for look into the issue. I want to tell Fambule, Parliament are a court of politics. Let not expect too much. And unfortunately, that case they I doubt if you get for done because nobody not get 99 votes.
So I think that will get for in this show today. We're going to play thank you this night. But before that, quickly I want to ask, Uno say this money we all wish for like and the MCC. But one thing I know, I don't know if Una go able to help that side, the civil society and media people now. The issue about these people giving money with strings. Of late sometime we hear about LGBT. We don't see all money with them people are the key. LGBT that we attached there. And when you look into the African settings, countries like Uganda, countries like Ghana, we don't also say strong people raise issues where not fit into society. By the way,
but it's not like cut and shots for you.
Yeah.
What makes Sierra Leone for be worried? Because America forget election in the next
4-5 days.
4-5 days.
Yeah.
And the party when they name this homo business. Let's not forget, the one of the candidates na Kamala Harris. And the party within our power, so right now under Big Boy Joe.
Hold on.
Hold on. Famule, don't pray let Donald Trump win. Hold on. Me, I dey pray for let Donald Trump win because Donald Trump too thin where I believe.
This is where the benchmark
Hold on,
and
I talk about the pressure, I talk about
stop her.
LGBT+.
You don't pass on.
Yeah, we stop her.
I make your ambassador go meet you there.
My man, you know they close the way they inside the phone. They
any money that people are getting, they put them in the bra.
Can I make my point?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
We don't do with that. We don't do with that. They
LGBT.
put all of these things inside the form where they send to let the Ministry of Attorney General and Justice.
Minister of Justice.
Then look into them. Certain things they do not take them. They're taking.
They don't take them.
They're not. My man.
You don't see the backlash where countries don't get for that.
Ghana, they ban some MPs there because they're opposed to that.
Thank you.
So if Kamala Harris will not foresee more pressure from that area.
Quickly, we don't get much time. Yes.
Therefore, responsible for draft the bylaws, the rules and regulations.
LGBT.
I'm talking about the MCA Sierra Leone, we're attached to the MCC. So it means a structure has been already set for this implementation.
Anyway,
this implementation will go on.
No, we stand on this. All right.
It's going to go on.
So you
Let
think
me tell you
that
one
is fact.
thing.
You and I know
When
the
we
document.
apply for the MCC 480 million grants, we'll not be even member for get election aids. Outcomes along the line after the election, they can add and they ask. When you watch, in fact, the document the Parliament has developed, not any. But they can add a string. So what if Kamala Harris can win? It can begin to you say, well, for this
get the money.
the second
Pass.
judge car.
It has
All right.
You are a lawmaker. You are a
We know how the West operates.
No,
I'm not an
for their
elected
law,
lawmaker.
for their
The
law, you
law-
are not.
Yeah.
But you know the rules. I'm talking about the document has been laid. We have passed that, and we have arranged that. We have agreed on that.
Okay.
It's
Finally,
the
you want to
implementation.
say goodbye to all issues then quickly.
I want for tell ambulance, let we patience with governance. And let we all learn with voice. If things they happen where we know say not good, civil society then they, journalists then they, instead of we take the law now we earn, let we bring and come to the full of the authorities.
All right. Thank you, Melvin, quickly.
Well, for me, I think say Sierra Leone, we need to get a space for people living at the middle ground. Not all man for can't happy they support SLPP, but at the same time, not all man who can't they have support APC. Low give space to the one where they talk from a critical position, and the yourself where they claim say you critical, not going to go and buy cocoa. You know, where I mean by cocoa, where you cannot television, you can't make like for say, you there against the government or you there for the government, but at the end of the day, you go bypass. You need to try for deceive the people. Sierra Leone, we need honest, frank and sincere national conversations, and it's until and unless we go for speak truth to power. Person not go like, you don't need for like Melvin. For let Melvin speak truth to power. But at the end of the day, if power listen and change, now the ordinary people go benefit.
Right.
So we have a lot to do with this nation, and none of us left between the left and the right. And I want to say finally, let's pray that Donald Trump will win, that we leader they not go to fly Boku and when they don't see full money Boku now they Africa continent. They go sit down and save everyone. Now make people like Donald Trump because Donald Trump say Africa, America is for Americans. Africa is for Africans. Not gonna left Africa as a shit hole. No, you want for go America and Europe. That's why we should
attack the capital.
What about for a government? For a government, so the kind of people like country, if they can call all the more family.
Ever since the democracy no go sweet.
What about the one when you can say they will ban FGM? What about the one when you can say
into his hand? When they say you don't win election, you go attack.
Like America, they say when you go.
So for me,
you know what America put in place from after last year today.
Support bad politics.
Okay, I'm afraid.
America, if they want to be like Africa, which will support them?
Politics in America is the same like in Africa. They all get the
Us campaigning for democracy and good governance. If you vote in Trump this time round, we know that America.
If Wallace alone better, Africa better.
All right, it's okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, we get Kamala Harris here, we get Donald Trump here. So the American people then go decide then days are by God's will. So till then, family, pick some sense out of the nonsense. To take plenty to we borders therefore can discuss the issues here. We hope see the authorities are going to look into the issues here. Pick some sense out of the nonsense and make this country a better place. Till then, I just want to give last advice to we colleagues on the social media, or there is the social media space. Of late, we don't see so many nude videos there. Man, woman, this one send better message to people in other part of the world. Sierra Leoneans, make we wake up. We don't cross the stage here. Sharing videos of people, woman them, I mean, that's how we go. Anyway, till then, have a good time. God bless you.